It's time to get creative as Hale.
Be strong.
Hey, everybody, we are live. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, there we go. Hey, everybody. So we're going to come right back to our guests in just a minute. Let me get where I need to be here because I am totally lost today. Wow. It's like totally just bleh. Yeah, everything's gone. My brain is gone. Okay. So let's start that again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Creative as Hale. I'm your host, Amy Hale, here with my fabulous husband and co-host, John Hale. Tonight, we have a very special episode. It's our very first Rising Star Showcase. These episodes are where we will introduce you to two up-and-comers in their specific creative field. As usual, you'll get a chance to ask questions, interact, learn more about them, and fall in love with their work. For our first episode, we are thrilled to have authors Teresa Dunn and Rick Bradley with us. But before we jump in, we need to take care of our usual business first. So let me grab our Patreon supporters here. There we go. All right. We want to thank our Patreon supporters so much for their support on Patreon. With their help, we've been able to purchase some new equipment for the show. And with your continued support, we will work hard to bring you the best show, books, or other entertainment we can. Little hint, if you're on Patreon right now as one of my Patreons, you can currently go check out my latest posts and get a sneak peek of my upcoming book, Neurosis. You can support us for as little as $1. So if this is something you're interested in, please check us out. And let's see, you can also find the link in the show notes. The show notes are below if you're watching on YouTube or above if you're watching on Facebook. All right, let's get rid of that and change to this, the Rising Tide Network. We are very proud that Creative as Hale is part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Our fantastic group of shows are listed on graphic. Take a screenshot or check out the Rising Tide Network link in the show notes for more information. If you're looking for great entertainment and education, you'll find it in the Rising Tide. And a reminder about upcoming appearances. John and I will be at Big River Comic Con in April. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back to that. Let me pull that up here. And we're going to be in Riders on the River in Peoria in July. And as other events draw near, we will continue to share those with you. Of course, following the current safety mandates. So stop by our table and say hi. And we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. If you would be so kind as to give the page you're watching it on a like or a follow, we'd be ever so grateful. If you're with us on YouTube, please consider subscribing to our channel and ring that bell so that you don't miss a thing. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our guests, Teresa Dunn and Rick Bradley. Let me move this again. Can I do it? Yeah. What do you know? I can actually do it. Okay, let's get mics unmuted and get everybody here. Yay! Woo-hoo. I did it.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
It's like a miracle every time I manage to push the wrong button or the right buttons. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, of course, what I was saying earlier, I just got a text because it's Thursday.
Are you on the air?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. So I'm so glad you guys are with us tonight. We are excited about this new format of being able to bring newer talent in the forefront so people that can see what you're doing. I know how hard it is to get seen when you've been doing this a long time. So it's exciting for us to be able to go, hey, you guys, check out these people that are getting going, they're getting started, and they're going to blow your mind. And I know you guys are both blowing minds. So I'm so excited to have you here. Oh yeah, look at him. By the way, look at the birthday boy. Yeah, today is Rick's birthday.
Yeah, so everybody wish him happy birthday.
He's 18.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Well, mentally I'm 12, but we're not going there. So I thought if you guys didn't mind, we could do a quick happy birthday song for Rick.
Oh,
you guys are up for that? Are we going to try?
Yeah,
This is going to be horrible, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, get your earplugs ready. Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rick. Happy birthday to you. Yay. I'll sing you that horrible other version later. Oh gosh. Okay, so guys, let's really get things started here. We've already got comments just busting through here. Okay. So Carl says, love that opening. Thank you. Keisha. Hello, Keisha. Thank you for joining us. Carly says, hi, Amy and John. Hi, Carly, Carlene. Got a funny echo. Yeah, I think we got that taken care of.
Hopefully.
Sounds like feedback's coming through. Yeah, got it fixed. So hi, Teresa and Rick from Carly.
Hi.
Need to train John to
Carl.
be a producer. Hey. Yes, I actually had thought, you know what? I'm up here going blah, 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 blah. He needs to be clicking the buttons instead because he can probably do it a lot more efficiently than me. So I think we're going to talk about that if you're game. He's like, no, I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Let's see. So happy birthday, Rick.
Thank you, Donna.
Sound is better now. Yes, it is. We're getting it figured out. Okay. Happy birthday from Keisha.
Thanks, Keisha.
All right. Okay, so you guys, Rising Star Showcase. Let's talk about these two rising stars we've got with us tonight. So let's see. Let's start. We're going to go ladies first. Teresa, tell us about yourself. Give us some background on who Teresa Dunn is.
Okay, I'm author, writer, publisher, and I wrote Poetry Expressions and Poetry Expressions 2, and they're both poetry, and they are quite good. Plus, I'm a collector. I collect Beanie Babies. I have a son and a daughter, and not a whole lot about me to tell, and that's about it.
I'm sure there's more than you're giving yourself credit for. I know you used to keep chickens because we talked about that on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, and you are working on your third book, correct? I mean, we'll get into that in a minute, but you've got two and you're working on your third, so I'm excited about that. Okay, Rick, how about you? Tell us about yourself.
Oh, well, author Rick Bradley. Oh gosh, let's see here. I am definitely a video gamer at heart. You can tell by all the Nintendo games and whatnot behind me. That's what I collect. I've got like 5 copies of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I have a problem. But
that used to be my favorite.
That was a great game. Yeah.
Oh, it's still fun. It holds up. And I've got a 16-year-old son, a 2-year-old daughter who's going to be 3 in a couple months, and a little boy on the way due in October.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm like, physically, okay, I'm 43. So I'm just thinking another one at 43. Something's wrong with me. I love them. Wouldn't trade them for anything. Also write stuff. Yeah. Who would have thought that? I've got 3 stories published in different anthologies and one of my own, Marvin's Night Out, which I'll talk about that later if you guys want me to. I mean, maybe. I might have something around.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm, like I said, I'm an avid gamer. I love also tabletop RPGs, messing with miniatures. I like to paint those. And yeah, there's probably a lot more to me, but I don't want to fill up the whole hour with just me.
That's cool. That is cool. Oh, so we've got Charles Millhouse here. Rick.
Charles.
And Legend of the Traveling Artist says addict, LOL. Carl, and Pulp Reality just won an award, so good for you. Yes, congratulations for winning best cover. And was it best anthology of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you guys. So check Pulp Reality #1 out. You are not going to be disappointed. I've read it. I love it. And I'm excited because I'm in the second one coming up. So I can't wait for that. Yeah.
I know. I told him we won an award even with my story in here. I was like, real?
That's still, you know what? Your story was great. Let's see. We're trading your kids in for boxes of Folgers crystals just to see if you know the difference. All right, Christian.
I'm going to know the difference. I'm glad you didn't do Cinnamon Toast Crunch because, people can't tell when anyone likes that.
Shrimp. Oh, gosh. Okay. So Charles says yes. So, yeah, very exciting. Okay, so let's see. So let's go back to you, Teresa. Do you feel like you were born a writer, or is there something that, like, sparked that creativity to work with words as your medium?
Well, I wasn't born a writer, I don't think. I just started writing stuff in the 8th grade, and I had a teacher that kind of liked what I wrote. I took a tennis player and made a story about him, and she really liked it, and I went on from there. I wrote a lot as a kid, but as I became an adult, married, and 2 children, I had no time to do it. And then a couple of years ago, I started writing in a journal about my feelings and stuff because I was having anxiety and depression problems, and that's how I got started writing poems. I decided to put them into my feelings and that into a poem, and just started writing poems, and I'm still doing it. So yeah. I enjoy doing it.
Therapeutics then.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that's awesome. And on your poems, like I've seen some that you've shared in your group. Do you write about your own experiences, or is it just a little bit about life in general?
I write a little bit about everything. I write a little bit about nature. I write a lot about being a Christian, and I've wrote a lot about trips that I've went on, and but it's not anything about anybody in my family, though. Okay. That would get me in trouble. But I mainly write about inspirational things, and I like nature too. So those are my 2 main things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so Christian is Teresa.
Christian.
Let's see. So Carl Woodsman says, most of my early poetry could not be published or posted on the internet, at least without a ban. Why am I not surprised, Carl? All right, Rick. So same question for you. Do you feel like this is something that you were born to do, or is it something that happened that inspired, for you to work with words?
Oh, I think I've always been pretty creative. I know whenever I was growing up, before I was, even like writing down anything, I would create stories in my head of Optimus Prime fighting alongside He-Man. Poor Cobra Commander didn't know what to do when they both came up, let me tell you. And it just kind of grew from there. Once I got into junior high, I discovered Dungeons and Dragons. And from then on, I was just writing stories for that. And it's like I hit the ground running. And mostly in my group, I'm the one that runs the games, I guess, since I'm the storyteller.
Yeah.
Which I like that. Sometimes I like to play, but And it just continued on after that. I took some creative writing in high school, and then, granted, it took me, about 40 something years, but hey, I finally got something published.
Better late than never, right?
Exactly.
I think my first book was, I think I was in I think it was 40 or 41 with my first book. So yeah, God, I'm trying to think of how old I am now. I don't even know. I can't keep up with my age anymore. But yeah, I was in my early 40s with my first book too. I mean,
how have you done all these books in a year?
I know it's I'm very fast. Apparently, much faster than I realized, because 11 books in a year, and it's taken me like a year and a half to write one book. I must have a time machine. Let's see, what else do we got here? Okay, so let's go back to Teresa. Tell us about that first poetry book. What inspired that, or is there something like a specific theme that you have for your first poetry book?
Well, what inspired the first poetry book was I had, like I said, I had anxiety and depression and issues, and I went to a counselor, mental health counselor, and what inspired me was she told me to take my feelings and put them in a journal. And well, a lot of what went on in my life was I was abused as a young child. My father verbally and mentally and physically abused me when I was a kid. And well, some of the poems are has something to do with that. That's what inspired the first book, was to write those poems. And it was a way to get my anger out and get the hurt out. And that's what inspired me to write the first one.
Yeah, that's and that's good. I've read a lot about how journaling is good for your mental health. It's good for just and I always laugh at what's the saying? You should, if you're angry at someone, you should write the letter and then, burn it, or write the letter to them and then burn it. And then I've seen the meme where it says, okay, but burning the people, isn't that? It's like, no, you burn the letter, not the person. But yeah, definitely I can see where that would be helpful, because I know with my different issues that I've had with mental health, writing has been my outlet. It's been my way of just kind of escaping a little bit and getting out emotions, even if it's not specifically what I'm dealing with. It's allowing me to still get my emotions out there. Even if it's me, making a villain strangle someone to death that's driving me crazy in my head, it's out there, That's awesome, Teresa. So Rick, same question for you. What kind of tell us about your first book. I looked at the wrong question. Tell us about your first book and what inspired that book.
Oh, let's see. So my first one, was that not an anthology, or?
Yeah, the one that is specifically
Marvin's Night
Out. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hold on, let me grab that one real fast, just for visual reference, for anyone. That actually got inspired by a dream I had one night. I don't want to give away too much of the dream, because spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But in the dream, I pretty much was like one of the people you'll see in the book. They're all covered in this like white stuff. It looks kind of like rice standing on its end, but if you were to look at it closely, it's kind of quivering. And person, yeah, I woke up in a shed, which you find the shed pretty quickly in the book, and surrounded by all these other people. And I look at my hands, and they're kind of moaning like, "Oh, innocent," that they're innocent on something. And I'm thinking, okay, I know I've done nothing. And I look at my hands, and they're starting to get covered by it. So that kind of freaked me out. And yeah. And when I woke up, I had my phone right next to me. I took it and I was like, that would be an awesome story idea. So I just jotted it down in the notes on there. And funny enough, I had a couple more dreams that night, which some point in time are going to be made into books. But I just kept thinking about it, and I'm like, well, how do I want to do this? Because I don't know if I could actually write a nice big thick book. So I was like, I'll just do a little story just to kind of get my idea of it. And it just kind of blossomed from there. Like the character of Marvin, he didn't listen to me most of the time. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be this way.
They don't. No.
No, they don't.
They don't. They don't care what you have planned. No.
Mm-hmm. But I know the characters. But the characters that he meets at the beginning, they'll be in the next book, and everything. I'm gonna definitely have it all tied together.
That's exciting. Sweet. So I like that you reached for your phone and I've done that before. I've reached for my phone and put in notes from a dream, and then I got the next morning and I was like, "What the hell was I thinking?" Because it didn't make any sense. It would be like blue boats and cheese. Like what? What the heck was I thinking I could do with that? So yeah,
you could totally make a kid show out of that.
A little more detail.
Yeah, I need just a little more detail. Wake up more, Amy, and actually put some detail in there. Yeah. Let's see. So we've got Charles Millhouse. You're never too old to do something new. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Hi, Ryan. Ryan Permisson's here. He said he shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And hashtag mental health is important. Yes, it is. And that's something that's very dear to our hearts is mental health. And I know that's something that's Teresa deals with regularly with her poetry. And I've seen her post things on Facebook that have been pro mental health. And of course, that's always appreciated to see people sharing stuff like that. Let's see. We have burn, baby, burn, disco inferno, burn the mother down. I'm assuming you're talking about all the little white things. Yeah, I would say the same. That would be.
Wait till you find out what they are.
Yeah, kill it with fire. Let's see. Charles says writing has always been my therapy, better than any drug. It really can be wonderful. And everybody has different ways of dealing with things. Writing, some do it through music. I know when he's stressed. Hopefully most people can use that as well. But like he likes to tie flies for fishing. That's something that's fun and relaxing for him. I look at it and I think that would stress me out. It's really detailed and tiny and I'm blind, but he loves it. So we all got to find. Flies. Yes, I'm talking about the flies. Exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. Okay. So it's sad that he wanted to confirm that. Okay. What's our next question? Okay. So, Teresa, have you ever considered writing something besides your current genre? So I know you write poetry. Have you ever gotten story ideas or thought about writing fiction or, even writing maybe a fiction story with the protagonist as someone who's been in your situation?
I've actually have written something else, but it's a secret. I really don't want to bring it out.
That's fine.
There's too many people listening on the internet.
Yeah.
It's
but
a
it's
side of
something
me
that you've not said, no, I'm never writing a fictional story, or I'm never writing. You're open to the idea of writing something other than poetry.
Yeah. I have been. I've kind of wrote a little horror. I've also written a little bit of erotica. But I think I could do a historical romance in some way.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from with historical romance because there's so many different eras that you can start with and go from.
Mm-hmm.
So I love historical romance. It's one of my favorites. What about you, Rick? I know you're writing horror. What else have you considered maybe delving into?
Anything and everything I can get my hands in. I've got ideas for sci-fi, action adventure, fantasy. Heck, I'd even like to try my hand at romance sometime.
Hey, I mean, It's a very widely popular selling genre. Just it's a $1 billion business. So if you're good at it, I say go for it.
Well, he's got a baby on the way.
Yeah, he's got a baby on the way. He knows how that happens.
Yeah, John knows. All right, bro.
Yeah, like he's like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so and also don't you write some like RPG lit, or are you working on something? Am I thinking of something different?
Well, I mean, I could easily a lot of the D&D stories and things I've done, I could, if I could ever find the notes on them and remember things about them, I could make those into books easily.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking you were working with someone on something, but I don't know. I've slept since I've talked to people, so there's no telling what's up here.
I know that feeling.
And let's see. We showed your first book. Let me grab the photo of. I think this is Teresa's first book. Here we go. This is Teresa's first book, Poetry Expressions, you guys. So look for that on Amazon. And let me pull up also because I have her. Here's her Facebook link, you guys. I know it's kind of long, but if you go to Facebook and groups, I think if you type in, I'm trying to remember, you might be able to type in Facebook, also look for, is it called Poetry Expressions, Teresa? Is that the name of your group? It's like my brain's just short circuiting. But anyway, you guys, you'll be able to find it if you look on there. And then, of course, we got Rick Bradley's website here for you. And he showed you Marvin's Night Out. And, okay, let's see here. What's next on our hobbies. Questions? Oh, okay. So they kind of got into their hobbies already. So, okay, here's one that I don't think I've ever asked anybody. So we got a new question for you. What would be your ultimate goal? So something that makes you think, I've succeeded. I've finally done it. Teresa, is there a goal that would just make you automatically go, that's it, I've made it?
Well, the ultimate goal to hopefully write a novel.
Okay. I mean, that is something that a lot of people say they're going to do and they don't do. And that's something where you guys are already ahead of the game because you've written books, you've put yourself out there. And a novel is a big undertaking for sure. What about you, Rick? Is there something that would just make you go, yes, I've done it?
Oh, probably a couple things. I mean, I wrote Marvin's Night Out and published that myself, which that was kind of a one like, yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to shoot bigger.
Got to move the goalpost now.
Right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, I would love it if I could make this my career. Wouldn't have to worry about doing the 9 to 5 and bothering with, driving to work to sit in an office. That just kind of drives you a little crazy.
Yeah.
Crazier in my.
Sure.
Yeah. I would like it if I could just live comfortably. I'm not looking for Stephen King money or anything. I joke about it all the time.
Oh, well.
But I would love it if I could just.
Right?
Oh, no. If they're like, hey, Rick, we want to buy Marvin's Night Out for a couple million, I'll be like, where do I sign?
Yeah, I don't even care about the rights. Just
right. I'll take $2 million. I can live off that for a good long time. But if I could make it, where I could just live comfortably, me and the family, I would definitely be like, I've made it. The American dream right here. Yeah,
I get that.
Yep. Sweet.
I definitely get that. Yeah. So, Teresa, if you could collaborate with anyone at all, living or dead, if you could collaborate with anyone on a project, who would it be?
Well, I have no idea. Actually, I am collaborating with somebody right now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Patricia Tiffany Morris is her name. Writing poems, pretty much. I would not know who else I would want to collaborate with.
When I think of poetry, is I think, ooh, what would it be like to sit down and try and write a poem with Edgar Allan Poe? That could be something else. I would probably walk away going, I really suck. But it would be fun to try. What about you, Rick? Is there someone that you would just really just would like be the ultimate collaboration for you?
Oh my gosh. There's so many.
That's my thing too. I'd work with so many people. It'd be crazy.
I know one of my favorite horror writers was, he still is. He's still alive. Brian Lumley. He wrote the Necroscope series and a bunch of other books. There's House of Doors and Demogorgon. I mean, he had a lot of good books out. I would love it if I could collaborate with him. That would be like an all-time high, I think.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I can think of a lot. I mean, I probably have a list longer than it would take me all night to read the list of people that I think would be so fun to work with in one form or another on a project. Let's see. We have another comment here from Christian Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I tried to put my dreams down on paper, but I don't want to copyright strikes from Pornhub. Why am I not surprised? Okay, moving on. Let's see. Yeah, we didn't ask about wet dreams, Christian. We asked about dreams.
We'll get to that later, okay, buddy?
Yeah,
that's another show.
That's a different show. Yeah, wrong channel for that. Okay.
After hours.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So we already talked about first works. So how about talking about most recent projects? Teresa, what are you working on right now?
Book number 3, and I'm also working on my Facebook page or show called "I'm Honestly Can Do a Show."
Yeah,
and that's where I invite people like you guys and interview you and ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got Poetry Expressions number 3 that you're working on right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and so I know I also have a picture of her second book here. Let me grab that. So this is Poetry Expressions 2 that's also available on Amazon, you guys. So make sure you check that out. And then yeah, she has a Facebook show, which I was her guest last week. And we had a lot of fun. It was fun chatting, and despite the technical difficulties, we pushed through and we had fun. And she's had some interesting guests, and I can't wait to see who else you have coming up. What got you into deciding to do your own show? I mean, I know it's a lot of work, obviously. What made you go, you know what? I think I want to give this a shot. Was there something that inspired you, or was it just you just thought it'd be fun to just chat with people?
It's a Thursday. I don't have very many days to chat.
Yeah.
Well, we did talk about chickens.
We did. We talked about chickens because I love my feather babies a lot. Oh, yeah. So guys, Teresa's show is on her Facebook page at 5 p.m. Central. Is that correct? 5 p.m.
Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central and whatever it is Eastern and
yeah,
Pacific.
So that'd be 6 Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Yeah, on her Facebook page. And it's Honestly I'm Having a Show. So you guys make sure you check that out, okay? All right. So, we got another. Hi, Amy. Hi, Kat. How are you, sweetie? Kat has a birthday this weekend, I think. Oh. So if I have that right, happy birthday, Kat.
Happy birthday.
Let's see. Okay, so what about you, Rick? What is your most recent project? What are you working on?
Right now I'm working on a horror anthology. I'm getting the timeline and Bible for that all together. I'm working with, I don't know, these other people. Hopefully they'll do good. Hopefully they'll fall in line.
I might know a little about that. I don't know.
Might know, yeah, just a little. All right, cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Amy's going to work with me on a horror anthology along with some other people. Because you said you hadn't really written horror before, right?
Yeah, I'm newer to. I mean, I have, but I have never shown it to anyone because I'm pretty sure it would have smelled the entire room up. But I'm learning. So, and that was when I was a teen.
This is my first anthology I'm putting together, so we're all new here.
Yes.
Well, me and you at least.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so you have the anthology, and you have more Marvin's books coming, right? Is that correct?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is a series that you're going to be writing with those. So
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Marvin's Night Out is basically, you could say, if it was a comic book, it'd be issue 0, just kind of introducing everything.
Okay.
And then there's going to be 3 more books for the full trilogy.
Okay.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Can't wait to read those. Kat, I miss you so much, and thank you. You're welcome. We miss you too. Hopefully we'll see you at an event soon.
Yes.
Kat comes to visit me at events. She's a friend of my daughter, so I get to see her here and there, so that's nice. Let's see. We talked about, okay, let's talk about favorite authors. Teresa, do you have a favorite author, whether it could be a poet or whoever, but is there someone that, like, when you see a book, you can't wait to grab it because their name is on it?
Run that by me again.
I know, I kind of talk faster. So a favorite author, is there an author that if you see their book and you see a book, you see their name on it and you're like, I got to have that book?
Actually, my favorite author was Carrie Edwards, but I happen to like Michaela Jade too. I like her books.
Yeah, she's got good stuff, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And again, that's in the historical romance area. So, all right, Rick, what about you? Is there an author that you're just like, you can't resist picking their books up?
I'd have to say Robert Jordan.
Okay.
He wrote the Wheel of Time series, which is a fantasy series. I think the smallest book, the hardback book, was like 600 something pages.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were all pretty long. But he took the world that Tolkien, started. I mean, he didn't do Middle Earth. He had his own world, of course. But I mean, he just exploded it. I mean, there was so much detail in this world. One thing some people were kind of like, okay, this is a little boring, but I loved it. He would go into detail on like his characters' outfits. Mm-hmm. So, you have this other worldly type fantasy place and these crazy, amazing dresses, and he's talking about the ruffles and how they're doing, and I'm sitting there like, I thought I'd be bored with this, but this actually looks pretty cool.
You're just actually able to envision it and put it together in your story.
Yeah. But what he did with just the different races and cultures and everything, and just all the nuances of them, I would love to get to his level, but that's one of those I know I'm going to have to work up for. Well,
I mean, it's definitely an art, being able to get that descriptive and not bore the crap out of your readers. Mm-hmm. That's something I worry about with my own work is, am I getting too descriptive? Or are they going to be like, I don't care about this? So I fight that myself with trying to find that nice balance between being descriptive enough that they're getting the picture, but not making them go, I can't do this anymore, and shut the book. So that's cool. Let's see. We've got Kat says, absolutely. She says, oh, I love James Patterson's books and Tamora Pierce. That's awesome. Yeah. Ryan, first time caller, first time listener. Hi, Ryan. How is everyone? We are good. Hopefully you're good too. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see here. What are other questions here? We still have these little bit of time here. So, okay. Let's see. Which one should we go with next, you think? One stand out to you? Oh, so Ryan has, okay. So we got some questions coming in. Is there an author that writes something that you just cannot stand? Like for me, it's Hawthorne, so dull. You guys have somebody that you just kind of like, I mean, I don't want to bash anyone, but do you have someone that just doesn't do it for you? That sounds terrible. Is there an author that you?
Oh, this one girl that was catcalling me. Oh, wait, you meant authors. Never mind.
Didn't do it for you.
I hate to say, there's probably more that don't really do a lot for me, as opposed to some that I just get crazy excited about.
Yeah.
There's a lot to name, and there's some books, I've most of them that I had to read in high school. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it.
Forced to read them. That's part of the problem.
I think
You know?
so.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
Teresa, was there somebody that you've read that you just kind of were like, I can take it or leave it? You don't have to say names, but
Like, if you want to say my name, that's okay.
well, I wasn't gonna say it. No, no.
That might be category or a genre that's just can't stand.
Me,
Yeah.
I don't have any. I
Don't have any that stand out to you that way.
no.
No. Like there's also, of course, he was just mentioning genres. Sometimes there's just genres that don't click too when we're reading. I've tried reading a variety of different things, and there's like, I don't know. I can read some like the procedural mysteries, like the police procedural type stuff, but then there's some I started and I was like, I don't know if this is really me or not, you know. So yeah, I could see where some of the categories can be. We got more questions coming in. Okay. Favorite books growing up. Ryan wants to know. Teresa, did you have a favorite book when you were growing up?
Well, when I was a kid, I liked the Little House Prairie books. I liked Charlotte's Web, and when I got older, I liked Endless Love and a book called Sooner or Later, which was made into a movie with Rex Smith. And I actually like reading Carrie Edwards and Janelle Taylor and just different people.
That's good. That's good. I think Little House on the Prairie was pretty universally liked by a lot of people, especially. What about you, Rick?
Charlotte's Web, definitely. My sister would read that to me every night, and it's
Yeah.
still to this day one of my favorites. I loved the Choose Your Own Adventure books. It didn't
Yes.
matter.
Actually,
I would
still
just.
have one.
They have a game now on them, based on them.
Do they
I saw it at
really?
Walmart, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to pick that up.
No kidding.
I love, yeah, any Choose Your Own Adventure book. I actually had one that I read so many times called The Towers of Rexor. It wasn't, it didn't have the white cover like most of them did. It had a
Yeah.
black cover and everything. So it was from a different company, but it was an awesome book. I wish I could find that, but there's no telling where that went off to. I read it so many times. Now, I mean, a lot of my favorite books are just like Ready Player One. I'm reading Ready Player Two right now, which is actually pretty good. And yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I think Charlotte's Web. I think we've all read that one.
Book report on that one.
Yeah. I loved as a kid. I loved the Judy Blume books were a favorite. I also remember as when I got into like junior high and high school, I loved like the creepier stuff. So I loved George Orwell. I loved Edgar Allan Poe. I loved Stephen King, which was as a young teen was really stupid because I would read it before I went to bed and then I would either have nightmares or not sleep at all because I'm not smart that way. But yeah, that was my favorite. What about you? What did you like to read?
Hardy Boys.
Oh yeah, and Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew,
yeah.
And until I found Mac Bolan, and then that was it.
That was your favorite.
And then as I got older, I moved into what's the westerns I like so much?
Like Louis L'Amour.
Louis L'Amour, yeah, I love his stuff. He's one of those that can give you just enough information about everything and not be too much. You know, he was the one that one of the last audio books, they had a full interview with him, and there was never a documented high noon gunfight in history.
Really?
Yep.
But they're in all the stories.
It's in all the stories that high noon, this is the thing. And he said, nowhere in history will you actually find that written down that somebody met at high noon to fight.
That's interesting. So Carly,
I've seen Back to the Future 3.
Well,
Yeah.
is that the future or the past though? See, now we're
It
getting
was the past.
It was the past. Yeah, going back.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see. Carleen says she can't stand Hemingway. Understand. That's let's see. Favorite movies growing up. So Teresa, was there a favorite movie?
I've seen so many. Endless Love, Every Which Way But Loose, Every Which Way You Can, anything with Clint Eastwood and John Wayne. Geez, I've seen everything. You're talking to somebody that my dad used to be a projectionist, and I grew up in the theater, so I've seen everything before everybody else did.
You've seen everything, literally, probably. Then, yeah.
Yep, I've seen everything. I even saw movies I shouldn't have seen.
Me too, but that wasn't because I was allowed to.
Yeah.
But,
made movies we shouldn't have made.
I actually like Clint Eastwood movies, and those are the ones I really liked in high school.
Yeah. Those were fun movies. They really were.
I don't know that I have a bad Clint Eastwood movie.
What about you, Rick? What kind of movies did you like to watch growing up?
Oh gosh. Let's see. The Goonies was my ultimate favorite movie.
80s.
Oh yeah. Labyrinth, The Never-Ending Story. In second grade, I did my report on my favorite movie at the time, Nightmare on Elm Street.
In second grade.
Yep. The teacher, she was handing out the papers back, and she looked at mine, looked at me, and goes, "You watch this stuff? Like, it's a guy in a rubber mask. What's he gonna do to me?"
Yeah.
She's just like, "Oh, okay, here you go."
You were
so
way
I grew up
more
on horror
in second grade than I was.
Parent-teacher meeting.
Yeah. I watched. I went to the movies with my uncle to see that. I think. Wow, am I that much older than you? I think I was like 10 or 12 years old, and we went, and I did not sleep for 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
My parents were so mad at my uncle for taking me to that movie.
I slept like a baby.
Oh yeah, see, it's the mind. It's the sick mind that doesn't. Yeah. He's like, absolutely. Oh yeah, so my movies were, of course, 80s. It was Breakfast Club and Weird Science, and the whole Brat Pack setup were my movies growing up. What about you?
I didn't do a lot of movies growing up. Honestly, it was more.
It was
TV more shows? TV, yeah.
BJ and the Bear.
BJ and the Bear, yeah. That was $6 Million Man. Yeah, those Great American Hero. Yeah, those were my kind of.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. So Carl Witzman says he doesn't care much for westerns much. Ryan says grew up reading Animorphs and Magic School Bus. Yeah. Which means Ryan's probably closer to the same age of my kids. Let's see. I remember reading to my kids one of their favorite books. We read the Judy B. Jones books, and they loved the monster at the end of this book with Grover. That so much. I still have those books because they love them so much. Do you guys have any books from your childhood? Were you able to keep anything from when you were kids? Teresa, do you have any childhood books?
I remember reading The Magic School Bus with my daughter. And my son was a Freddy Krueger fan and all those things. I don't know. Reading Rainbow was another thing.
I remember reading Rainbow and The Electric Company.
Yeah.
I'm aging myself real quick here.
Sorry, I got the theme song going through my head now for The Electric Company and Spider-Man on there going.
Yeah. And hey, you guys.
What was the one where they had the
the teacher that's looking through the looking glass. What was that? Where she's like, I can see Tommy and I can see Freddie, and what the heck was that? Do you guys remember that show? I know, I'm sure you do, or heard of it at least. What was that? Oh, that's gonna bug the crap out of me. Not me, don't remember the name of that show now.
Yep. Yeah. Wow.
Let's see if there's any other questions. Maybe it'll come to us. Big Eastwood fan here. Dollars Trilogy, Pale Rider, and Josie Wales.
Yeah.
Yes.
All.
Yep.
What was that, Teresa?
I said I've seen them all.
Seen them all. Yep. Those are good ones. Really are.
Is that Jose Wales? Or
Donovan Bradley. Look who's joining.
Oh, what's up, son?
Any favorite TV shows, childhood or adult? What about you, Teresa? Any favorite ones right now?
Oh my gosh, I've had a lot of favorite TV shows growing up. I used to watch Love Boat.
Who was your favorite character?
On Love Boat?
Yeah, on Love Boat.
Chips and Rockford Files, a lot of that stuff. Cop stories.
Yeah, Rockford Files.
Yeah.
We used to watch that one a lot. Yeah.
And shows that I watch now, pretty much is living off grid stuff. My husband likes to watch things like the Bush family or whatever it is. Things that off the grid
living type stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you can learn a lot from that's for sure. Those shows are always entertaining and interesting. What about you, Rick? What did you maybe watch as a child, or what's your favorite now?
Growing up, I watched the heck out of Transformers, He-Man, Jim and the Holograms. I got made fun of for liking that show. I remember it was on between He-Man or not He-Man, but Transformers and G.I. Joe, and I was like, fine, I'll watch it. I don't feel like getting up and changing the channel. Not that I was lazy, but I was. And I fell in love with that show. I thought it was great. The Greatest American Hero. I mean, you can't not like that show.
Yeah.
All the TGI Friday shows on ABC, The Family Matters, and all those. Now, whenever I have time, I like watching The Boys on Amazon. That's a great show.
Yeah.
And I introduced Donovan into Ash versus the Evil Dead. So he's watched all the Evil Dead and Army of Darkness movies, and now we're watching the series.
Yeah.
Good parenting.
Yeah.
And my all-time favorite sci-fi show was Farscape.
Okay.
I could watch that all the time. And my all-time favorite show ever that there ever will be, and nothing has taken its spot, was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Now, I'm going to get smacked for this, but I have only seen one episode of Buffy, and I know that when I'm done with this book, I need to sit down and just binge watch Buffy, because I have heard so many amazing things about it, and I hear it's so similar to the other stuff I like.
I have all 7 seasons on DVD and all 5 seasons of Angel on DVD if you need them.
All right, I will. You hook me up there, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then you could call me up and be like, "Hey, Rick, I just watched this episode," and I'll probably quote it.
Yeah.
I watch it at least once a year. I'm horrible. I love it.
That sounds like some of the series that I watch.
And of course, Supernatural.
Of course. I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for me, I'm really probably dating myself here, but you can't do that on television on Nickelodeon.
Oh, I don't encourage your mother.
My nickname in middle school was Moose. Because me and my friends loved the show so much that we kind of named everyone. So I was Christine. My friend Crystal was Lisa. I mean, we had the whole, so we went by the nicknames for quite a while. So I loved that show. And of course, with Nick at Night, we got to see a bunch of stuff that was older, but that you didn't grow up with because they were already off the air. And now my brain is hearing the songs Fish Heads going through if you know the song Fish Heads, have you heard that? That's going on loop now. Thanks, Amy, for doing that to yourself. And then let's see now. And of course, we watched Rockford together when we were dating. We'd be like, let's watch the older shows. We'd start watching Rockford and stuff. I love PBS had all the British shows. So
Yes.
I watched Are You Being Served, Vicar of Dibley. What's the one with the hyacinth woman? Keeping Up Appearances. So watch those. I loved all the British stuff, though. I probably should have been born Faulty Towers. Monty Python, of course.
Yeah.
And then let's see. More recently, and of course, I grew up with Doctor Who, so I've been a Whovian pretty much all my life. So I watch Doctor Who now. I'm into The Office. I'm a big Office fan. Supernatural, obviously. Yeah, I know. Who'd have guessed? And speaking of Jim, I got to meet Samantha Newark a few years ago. I will have to show you the photo. She is so cool. And my little, preteen self was freaking out completely.
I am completely jelly right now.
Yeah, I was freaking out. We were at the same event together. It was really cool. Oh, goodness. What about you?
Oh, Candid Camera.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite show
as
a kid. I loved that show. Man, I loved that show. And then I don't know, most of all the police shows. I like the police shows and stuff like that, and Hee Haw and the westerns. I swear I was born in the wrong time. Now it's documentaries. I love anything with ID.
If it involves murder, we are in. Let me tell you, we know how to bury a body, hide it.
It's book research.
Yeah.
Research.
Yeah.
Yes, research.
Yeah. We love the crime documentaries, and we like the paranormal stuff too. So we watch a lot of the ghost shows, and it's just our thing, Let's see. Let's get to some more questions here. Unlike Carlene says, unlike my dear hubby, I loved westerns.
Yeah.
So everybody's got different tastes. That's cool. What do we got next here?
Deadwood.
Oh yeah, Longmire.
Like
Longmire. Ryan says, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, go Power Rangers. I was born in the 70s and raised in the 80s. So
Ryan will love this. My 2-year-old daughter wanted to watch something on TV, and she, word for word, said Power Rangers.
At 2?
So, yep. She wants to watch, they're Power Rangers to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she has 3 of the little toys that they had from Burger King when the movie came out.
Oh, yeah.
And she knows the yellow one is Trini, blue one's Billy. For some reason, she wants to call the pink one Charlie, but we're working on that.
You'll get there.
But yeah, she loves the Power Rangers.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Donovan says, really, my phone dislikes me. Oh, no, I'm having some issues there.
Oh, son, I don't like mine as much either. So
yeah, mine dislikes me too. It likes to misspell a lot of the words that I try to type. So
just tell your dad to get you a new one.
Yeah, look at it.
Hey, Donovan, there's your new dad. Meet John. John, there's your new dad.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Do we want to do some this or that?
Yes.
Let's do one more here. Let's do this one.
Which one?
The advice.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so Teresa, do you have any advice for anyone that wants to get into writing poetry, or someone that wants to get into doing their own broadcast?
Well, for one, my advice to most young people is to stay in school and keep writing, and never give up, and to do broadcasting is to keep at it till you get used to it, and don't stop. Keep going.
Yeah, that's great advice, because like if you don't try, you're never going to get anywhere. And sometimes it feels like an uphill battle, but you just got to push through. So that is great advice. Great advice. What about you, Rick? You have any advice for people wanting to start writing or start anthologies, or whatever advice you have, please share with us.
I used to hate it when I got given this piece of advice, but after doing it, I have to agree with it. Just do it.
Yes.
I mean,
it's annoying, but it's true.
Right. And if you have questions, reach out. I mean, there's, especially with our group, which I love you guys for that so much. Because I like with you or Brian or Kathy, I could just be like, what in the heck am I doing? What should I do here? And you would give me advice, and I love you for it. I mean, that's what I would say. No.
Yeah,
Just,
I mean, you guys,
just do it.
For those that don't know Rick's story, especially, Rick had some ideas, and we were at Harrisburg BirdCon, and it was Brian K. Morris, myself, and Kathy Jackson giving a panel on writing, and Rick came in, sat down, and he was not afraid to ask questions. We were on a limited time, so we could only ask so many, but he approached our tables and said, "Hey, can I send you a friend request? Can I ask questions?" And we were all like, "Absolutely, please do." And I mean, look where he's at now. He wasn't afraid to do it. He wasn't afraid to ask questions. He wasn't afraid to jump in there. Or I say wasn't afraid. Like many of us, you might have been initially been afraid, but he did it anyway.
I was petrified, but I did it.
But you do it anyway. Like Teresa was saying, just keep at it. Do it. Because you're definitely going to fail if you don't do it. Yeah, I mean, look at this.
This was my 2020.
Yes. Yes.
Sweet.
I mean, he made the most of his year for sure.
Yeah, usually if you have struggles, reach out to anybody, and it's never be afraid to ask for help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not everybody will always have the time to help, but they might be able to direct you to someone who can help or even have the answers. I know I've had people ask me questions. I'm like, I don't really know. Let me find someone who does. Because again, we're part of the Rising Tide Network. That's what this is about, is the rising tide raises all ships. Donovan said, "I'm gonna steal that phone one day."
Yeah, uh-huh.
Man,
I can still beat you up, son. Don't forget. I remember that.
Bring him out to a show sometime, Rick, and to meet this kid of ours. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's play some this or that. So what we're going to do is he's going to give you two options, and as quick as you can think of it, give us the answer that fits you best. And we'll start with Teresa and then Rick. All right.
Tea or soda?
Tea.
Oh, yeah, I got to have my sweet tea.
All right. Reading or writing?
Reading.
Writing.
Metal or country music?
Oh, I'm country.
One of my favorite bands has a title for their song, "Death to All But Metal."
Big parties or small gatherings?
I'll say small gatherings.
Depends on the mood. Usually small gatherings, but I don't mind a big party every once in a great while.
Dog or cat?
What was that again?
Dog or cat?
I know that's kind of a hard one. You can say both. I mean, that's where I would be. I'd be in the middle.
I'll let Rick answer first.
Okay, Rick, you go for it.
I have both, but I'm more of a cat person, I'll admit it.
Same.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Are you more of a cat person, Teresa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tennis shoes or boots?
What was that?
Tennis shoes or boots?
I say both because I wear both.
Me too. Depends on what I need them for.
I like my tennis shoes.
Movie at home or movie at a theater?
It's up Teresa's alley here.
Yep.
I'm a movie at home anymore.
Theater.
Theater. Okay.
King Kong or Godzilla?
This is relevant right now.
Ooh, I like Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Oh yeah, Godzilla. He's the king of all monsters. I mean, come on.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Yeah, I gotta agree with her. They got the little pockets you can get the syrup and butter. and all
There
that.
you
Pockets,
go.
Mhm.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, summer.
Really? This isn't even a question. Car
Okay.
or motorcycle?
For some people, it's a question. Not for us.
I'll say motorcycle.
Car.
There you go.
Car. Okay. See, yeah, it's like we just got our put new exhaust on the motorcycle. We're raring to go.
T-Rex or Brontosaurus?
I'll say T-Rex.
T-Rex.
T-Rex. Chicken or burgers?
Chicken.
Burger.
Burgers.
Trampoline or pool?
Definitely pool.
Oh yeah, we got a trampoline on back. I get on the thing, I'm sore for days.
Days. Our trampoline. Well, no, it was our pool, wasn't it?
What? That
The
ended
chicken
up-
run.
Oh yeah, our chicken run was from the old pool. We used the frame, and the last trampoline we had ended up in the neighbor's yard after a bad storm. So we didn't buy another one.
Not the neighbor's yard next door, but
No,
the neighbor's yard across the street.
Oh.
In their backyard. Yeah, we just kind of traded. They got it. Yeah. Oh, well, you guys, we've been going an hour. Thank you so much. Oh, let's see. I mean, if my dad would let me, you can maybe.
Well, the door's unlocked, son. Come on in here real quick. Do it fast. Fast.
It's like, hurry up, get it over with. Oh,
So do
gosh.
we know what we're having for the baby?
Yes, we're having a boy.
Jack?
You all right there, son?
Yeah, I was waiting like ever out there. I'm like, oh, he's gonna look at me one day.
Dude, why would I look out there? I'm looking here. Just come here. Come here so they can meet you. All right. This is my little boy.
How's it going, Bob?
Well, I'm sorry. Wait, this is your little boy. Your new one. Yeah.
I have to
I
tell
love
you,
him. I couldn't
have
get rid of
another
him.
sibling.
Hold on.
Yeah. Good kid there.
He is.
Oh, goodness. Well, you guys, this has been so much fun.
It is.
I hope that all of our viewers have definitely checked out some links. I know that it's kind of hard when you're flashing them on the screen, but all of the links are in the show notes, you guys. So if you're on YouTube, it's going to be below the video. If you're watching on Facebook, it's going to be above the video. I believe that's right. But you're going to find Rick's links. You're going to find Teresa's links. So make sure you check those out. Let me real quick. We're going to go to Teresa and let her tell us where to find her. And then we will go to you, Rick, and then we'll close out the show. So Teresa, take it away.
You'll find me on Facebook, Goodreads, Books A Million, pretty much Facebook because I don't have a website yet, but I will.
Cool.
Okay, so just search for Teresa Dunn, and we can find you there. All right, and let's see, Rick, how about you?
Well, you can find me at authorrickbradley.com. One of these days I'll update it. I also have an Amazon author page, which I got a bit.ly address for that, and just R Bradley, bit.ly.com/R Bradley. And let's see here. Also have my Facebook author page, which you should be able to find it under author Rick Bradley. Should be able to search for that, because I'll be honest, I don't remember the website off the top of my head. But yeah, those are 3 places that you can definitely find me.
Cool.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to do our outro, but if you guys will hang around for just a bit afterwards so we can say a proper goodbye, we'd appreciate it. So,
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining us, for sharing your talents with us. And you guys definitely go check out what they're doing. You're not going to be disappointed with what they've already done, and you're going to want to be on board for what's coming down the pike with these people, okay?
Some big stuff in the line. Mm-hmm.
Big stuff, yeah. So Carly says, hi, Donovan. Donovan says, I didn't want to interrupt, so I waited till I had permission. Also, hello. All right, so we are going to shut things down here. Great show, guys. Thanks, Carlene. We appreciate that so much. And we'll definitely have to have you guys back at some point. And all right, so we're going to do our goodbyes here, and we will catch up with you two in just a minute here. All right. So let me see. Let me get things where they belong so we can get ready. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Next week, my brain went blank. I don't remember who our guest is next week.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I have to make an extra special announcement when my brain starts working again, because for some reason, I'm blank right now.
Oh.
I feel so terrible. I cannot believe I can't remember who I have on the list. So anyway, you guys, if that doesn't tell you how my
It's in bookland right now.
Yeah,
Trust me, I know.
I am. Yeah, I have not done anything in weeks because of I am trying to hit a deadline on my book, and I am like down to the wire. So I am totally lost right now. But I know we have another amazing guest for next week. I know we do.
Yes.
So I will announce that soon. So you guys please watch for that announcement. And I guess at this point, I just want to say thank you guys again for showing up. Sorry about last week with the storms. We kind of got in a bad situation. Thankfully, we're safe. Matt Shore was safe, and we're going to bring him back on. Try to do it this month. We may just do an extra show. He's got a great Kickstarter going. We want to make sure you guys can get on. So anyway, please hang out with us again next week, and we'll have our amazing guests that I sadly can't remember. I swear, I'm totally, my brain is mush. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Much love, and we will see you next week on Creative as Hale. Have a good night.
Be strong. Be strong.